Alright, before I get to the army list, I'd like to point out this display board that my friend made me. It even has my name on it on the bottom right, and it's a Chaos Star for my Black Legion, which I really appreciate, so thank you. Anyways, the army list, same as the other video. The two Chaos Marine squads on the left with Meltagun Flamer inside a Rhino, the Autocannon Predator with heavy bolters, the Dreadnought in the middle there with the multi-melta and a heavy flamer on the left arm. He didn't have extra armor like I said in the video, but otherwise he's still crazy. The red Rhino that I had painted for the Berserkers are right there, 8, Power Fist Champ, and of course the Khorne Lord Bloodfeeder. And our mission's a little wacky. It's there's 5 objectives, which are Garrots, and they move around the table, and to capture them you have to beat them in assault, and that's the only way they could be harmed, and that's the only way you could win this mission. So alright, let's begin. Alright, then moving on to my opponent's list. He hasn't played for he says about 3 years, so he's kind of inexperienced, doesn't really play the power gaming Marine Army. But anyways, on the bottom left we have scouts. They have bolt guns and 1 missile launcher. Behind it is a Vindicator. Then he has 2 10-man tactical Marine squads. The sergeants have power weapons. There's a heavy bolter in one and a lascannon in the other. Then in the middle is a librarian with a jump pack. And then on the right he has 2 attack bikes. One has a heavy bolter, the other one is a multi-melta, and then the Dreadnought with the assault cannon and the heavy flamer on the left arm. Alright, now starting with the deployment, my opponent chose to go first, and this is his deployment. Starting from the left side of the table, he put his attack bike with heavy bolter on the left side of that crater, whatever that looks like. And then he combat squatted his tactical squad. This one has a heavy bolter in it. Then here we see his Dreadnought on the left side, which is to the right of that combat squad. And here's 2 combat squads. The one in front has a plasma gun. The one behind it is, I believe, just 5 Marines. To the right of that is his librarian with the jump pack. Alright, and to the right of that we have his attack bike with a multi-melta. And then to the right of that is the rest of the tactical squad with the lascannon. And of course to the very far right is the Vindicator. And this is my deployment, which is pretty straightforward. It's in the very middle of the table. Trying to concentrate my forces. The 2 Chaos Marine squads trying to anchor. One on the left, one on the right. The Berserker Rhino in the middle, the Dreadnought right in the middle, and the Autocannon Pred, the Daka Pred, right there behind everything. And this is my opponent's first turn. On the far left, he moved his heavy bolter attack bike up to the crater. The Marines from the crater moved up, and on the very right of the screen, the Dreadnought moved up. Alright, here you see the Dreadnought, which I mentioned in the last clip, moved up. The librarian jumped over the barricade here, and the multi-melta attack bike moved up here. And here his Vindicator just moved up 12 inches. And this is what happened after his first turn of shooting. The Berserker Rhino lost its combi bolter, can't shoot, and the Rhino all the way to the right. Alright, and this is my first turn. The Berserker Rhino and the Rhino all the way to the left, they both moved 12 inches, and all 3 of my Rhinos popped smoke. The Dreadnought did not go crazy, so I'm happy, and he moved up. The Predator moved over 6 inches, and that's it. This is just a quick picture of his attack bike moving up to try to pop my Rhino. And this is my Rhino moving up, which later on found out to be barely out of the half range of my Meltagun. Now after the attack bike failed to do anything to the Rhino with my smoke, the Berserkers get out. They don't even bother shooting, so get ready to feel the wrath of Khorne. Now this is my Rhino moving up to try to get into Melta range and pop the Dreadnought. The Khorne Lord got out of the Rhino, moved up, and is going to assault the 5-man combat squad. Now this is where my Melta was barely out of Melta range for the 2d6 but I managed to roll 6 and then a 6 again on the damage chart, so this Vindicator is now dead. Now this is a picture right before my friends in power armor, red power armor, make the blood god happy. Now this is my opponent's turn after the Corn Lord assaulted the 5-man squad, and I rolled something crazy, like he had 14 attacks, and hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. After combat, he killed 3 Marines. Now his Librarian comes in, and his Dreadnought assaults my Rhino, here in this picture. Now here in this picture, my Corn Lord actually does nothing. The Librarian inflicts 2 wounds on him. He fails 1. Then his Demon Weapon right there, I rolled a 1, and he got killed without saving his invul. And of course my Berserkers want revenge, so they're moving in here on the right side, and the Rhino moves up in front of them. Now here's where the game starts to heat up. My 10 Marines jump out of the Rhino. They're gonna melt the Dreadnought, which they eventually blow up, and that kind of leaves them in a bad spot because they're in the open between all these Marines. Now this is just a picture of the Berserkers moving up to assault the Marine. And here we just have another picture of what's going on. And this is a picture of his Librarian assaulting my Chaos Marines, along with the Tactical Squad on the right. The Librarian does no wounds, and he dies to a chain fist. Now this is just me trying to run to this grot, which is the objective, trying to capture him. Now here's my Predator turning to shoot at this attack bike, and I think in this round of shooting, both my heavy bolters and my autocannon hit everything, and I failed to wound him. Now here we have my Chaos Marines and my Berserkers getting ready to assault the 2 combat squads, which doesn't look very good for these Marines here. Now this is just a picture of the slaughter which is going to come. I actually have 4 Berserkers on the right with the Power Fist Champ on the Tactical Squad, and 2 Berserkers on the left attacking Grot, which is the objective, of course. Now here we have one of the more annoying combats that I had the whole game. I have 3 Chaos Marines on the top attacking a Grot that you can see laying down, and these combat squadded Tactical Marines. Now I killed them to a man, and the Sergeant actually held me up for 3 rounds of combat against 9 Chaos Marines and would not die. I was pretty frustrated, but I mean, that Sergeant needs to get a Power Fist or something. He's a beast. Now here we have his attack bike moving up and capturing this Grot. Then eventually he got gunned down by my Predator, and these Chaos Marines on the right moved up and captured that Grot at the end of the game. Now this is what happened at the end of the game. My Berserkers on the top middle, they have 1 Grot. The Chaos Marines to the left still hold their Grot, and if you could see it, there's still the Tactical Squad, the Sergeant, he's still there fighting, and of course the Chaos Marines in the bottom middle, they hold 3 Grots at the end of the game. It's turn 5. We rolled, and he rolled a 2, so it ended, and I have 5 Grots to 0, and that's the end of the game. So total victory for Chaos, and thank you for watching.